Because we are together. And friendship for a person who loves God must be a true friendship. You know what they say in Italy too, right? I don't know if they say it in Brazil, but my mother always said, tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are. Even here, right? It's true, because one skunk can always smell another. Once there was a slightly crazy lady who had arrived for the first time and was sitting over there, and I said, let's see if they find each other. Oh, after a week, she was sitting next to someone just like her right there. We end up with people like us, so there's no need to overthink it. That friend, the people around you are similar to you. Did you know that? I know you didn't, but that's how it is. Because maybe you think that person is too unpleasant. Well, maybe you are too. Friendly love is very important. Say it with me. The first thing is a love that serves. How should friendly love be? It serves. I've already seen people who meet someone and say, oh, what do you do for a living? And that person says, oh, I'm a dermatologist. That means if you want a checkup, you go to their office, right? The person is already doing this. Listen, I've got this thing here, you know? I mean, it's like you meet them and start saying what they do. Oh, he's a rich entrepreneur. Oh, I want to be his friend. This is a ridiculous thing. This cannot exist in a friendship. In friendship, you must think, how can I give you something and it doesn't matter if you give me nothing? Because I love you and love gives. Amen? It's obvious that it then receives, because those who always give will end up always receiving. But a true friendship, Jesus loved us with a true friendship. Tell me, you who are intelligent, what can you give to God? Come on, tell me. I mean, he gives you his life. He gives you life, breath. What can you give in return? That you can come here and say thank you. You can't give anything, but it's there. His friendship, it's like, I give you my life. I love you. And it's obvious that I will give back if I am a person of conscience. Amen. Friendship will determine who you are and also the people who are around you. Who knows that we are all easily influenced? Who knows they are easily influenced? It's useless to say that you aren't. We are all easily influenced. But we can choose by whom we want to be influenced. Amen? It's obvious that if you go dancing with half-naked women every night, even if you say it doesn't affect me, trust me, it will. If you want to become a better person, go where there are people better than you, not worse than you. People worse than you make you worse. People better than you lift you up. If I want to be a person, if I want to lose weight, I've improved though, right? Are you happy? Look how happy I am because I've lost weight. You could have told me sooner. Anyway, if you want to lose weight, who should you hang out with? Tell me. Those who talk about gluten-free, right? Your friends have to be the ones where you say lactose-free, me too, gluten-free, me without. And you have to go to places and hang out. See, I mean, by now, you know that when you use Instagram, there's an algorithm that even listens to you, right? In mine, it's like this. I open it and there's gym, diets, because then it sees you, and dogs, because I have my mom, and now I'm the dog sitter for her pet too, right? And so every now and then Maltese dogs appear. I look and say, but I've never followed the Maltese thing. When there's a Maltese in here, you see, it's crazy. Because you start letting yourself be influenced, and I purposely, when I started dieting, I said, now I'll download and follow everyone who's on a diet. So that when I open my phone, they remind me you have to lose weight. There's even one who does, 5 foods, 10 foods. They all come up, everything you can't eat. I'm about to eat, and I say, oh, this isn't allowed. Because I'm choosing who I want to influence me. If I want to have a real marriage, who do I hang out with? All divorced people. I don't know, you tell me. I hang out with those who go to soccer and say, hey, I do her, oh, I do that one, oh, I do that one. That you say, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4. Established. You have to go and let yourself be influenced. So you want to be a holy person. You want to have, I'd like to marry a good girl. And where are you going to look for her? Tell me. In the nightclub? Where are you going to look for her? You have to look where they are here. You have to come. Anyway, guys, people are crazy. Once a guy from another church came, right? And I look and say, but you used to go to that church nearby, to Pastor Piccolo's. And he tells me, but the girls there aren't as beautiful as here. I said, you see this guy going around churches, huh? I mean, but at least what I want to tell you is that Jesus loved in this way. Jesus' love is extreme. Jesus is an extremist in this sense because he gives everything. He loves without reservations. And that's God's love, a love without reservations. And to conclude, after I've made my confession, I want to live a love without any reservations. And I truly ask your forgiveness. It's true, practical things must be done. But I won't be the one doing them. I'll pass them to whoever wants to do that for a living. I was born to serve God. And I love serving God. I want to know about sheep. And I ask your forgiveness if you've waited 200 years for an appointment. I will improve. But I wish that all of us could live like this. Because we must resemble the shepherd of our souls and truly choose how we want to love and to love in this way. And I'll just conclude by telling you this. When I obeyed God, I went to talk to this lady. I literally adopted the cause, and I'm happy to have adopted it, to tell you the truth. I'm spending hours on various phones. Lately, I'm always there. Of course, something supernatural happened when you obey God, because obedience is like this. First, you do it because he told you to, without feelings. And then what's called grace comes to you from heaven, which gives you passion, because otherwise it would be difficult to love with the love of God. You take a step toward God and grace arrives. It's like forgiveness. Who feels like forgiving? Tell me. No, I can't wait to forgive you. You spoke so badly of me, how I love you. Tell me. Nobody feels like forgiving. But forgiveness is an obligation, a commandment. You can't choose. Jesus says you must forgive. So I forgive, I choose, I make a choice, I will forgive, I will swallow it, I will go. Does it come automatically? No. Is it easy? No. You do it out of obedience. And then something called grace arrives, where God's love enters your heart. That person you wanted to kill the day before. You love them, you hug them, you cry with them. Years ago, I wanted to kill someone. If I wasn't a pastor, I probably would have been a killer because I have a terrible temper. And so God said, let's save her first. And so what happens? This guy had gotten everything wrong. He had done everything the opposite way. I went there and said, now we're going to tell him he can't behave like that anymore. It's wrong. I wanted to give him a piece of my mind. I get there and, God tells me, honestly, just love him, please. And so I go to him, I swallow the killer spirit. And I hug him, I start hugging him, and I start crying with him, Grace. And while I'm crying with him, he says to me, Pastor, I came here thinking I'm so disgusting. Because those who are disgusting know they are, that the pastor will correct me and I'll never do things for God again because I'm not worthy. He said, but receiving your hug and God's love made me think that he can love me. Someone just like me, and that is exactly what I am talking about. And this love, when we obey and do what is right, it arrives. I am living through a wonderful time. I am so in love with the world. Can you understand? I already used to hug everyone before. Only I can know because in my heart I hugged before. Now, I am not a very clingy person. I do not know if you have noticed, right? Someone who hugs me a lot, so I hug. Sometimes I even do this. I am doing it for you. Those who squeeze me too tight, I say, come on for you, Jesus, eh? Now I hug, but I am there saying yes. Because the love of God, when God shows you how much he loves people, you truly become a bomb of love. You go around, you want to hug, you want to give time, you want to cry with them. And I understood this is how we will reach this nation. With a revolution of love, with a crazy power, giving your life for the people, loving the people, being available to the people. We must be our project is the people. Our vision is the people. I feel better now that I have confessed. Confession has a great effect on us. I would like all of us together, then maybe you are already very good at this, and you will have to say, Lord, this time it is not me. Because there are some times where one comes to church and goes, oh, this time it is not my turn, and there are others that it is your turn. Why did God speak to me? Because I am the pastor of this whole movement of churches that is all over the world. Surely I was living this, but I know that He spoke to me. Because I am the prophetic voice for our church to speak to us. For this reason, if you found yourself in this thing here, where people are there, they are important, but they are not the most important, I would like that together in the presence of God, everyone can analyze themselves. And like me there in my meeting, and thank God that you are in a place where you can cry, because I had to swallow it. That we can say, Jesus, truly teach us to love as you love. You are that God who wanted to love that boy who had done everything wrong. You are that God who wanted to love that woman who was ready to be stoned. And you said, let him who is without sin cast the first stone. You are the only one without sin who did not judge anyone. The only one who had never sinned and never judged anyone. But you came to give your life. And I want, Lord, first of all, to put my life in your hands and say that I want to be able to give my life. I want to be able to love as you have loved. And I have understood that if I am full of love, of a love that comes from heaven, then the fruits will be there. Because when people encounter your love, how will they not desire you? When people meet people who are for them, who cry with them, who fight with them, who share the most intimate things, the dirtiest struggles, how will they not run to your presence? Sometimes we ask God for a miracle and God sends us a friend, someone who will help us. Because sometimes we need the love that is also concrete. There are people who in the worst moments of their lives, God sent people who healed. There are relationships that God sent to heal one another. And whoever is in the middle of this relationship knows, because you say God gave us a gift. He saw our suffering and sent someone to heal our hearts. People are gifts, they are not problems. And when they arrive with problems, then they will become gifts. I have people in this church who came to me as a problem. Honestly, when they arrived, I took them in my hands, I looked and I said, wow, tough character, difficult life, messes. But today, some are our pastors. Some are going on missions with us. Some take care of our kids. That is, in God's hands, people become jewels, treasures. So we just need to fill them with love, not with accusation, but with love. The love of this wonderful Father who is here with us. For this reason, take your time between you and Him, you and Jesus, you and God. And if you have neglected people for anything else, let's ask for forgiveness together and start again from here. And let's say, Jesus, I'm sorry. Lord, sometimes we read your word and we don't understand anything at all. Sometimes we say many things, but we don't understand the true meaning of the cross, the true meaning of your word. Let us become a movement not known for how many churches it opens, not known for Pastor Roselen who preaches, but that people can say, I went to this place. And you know, there were people there who genuinely loved me freely without asking for anything in return, without approaching me for any hidden reason or ulterior motive. They simply loved me exactly as I am, with an enormous, overwhelming love, with a truly great love, with a supernatural love. For this, Father, I ask for forgiveness as I have already done before. And each one of us, if by chance we are failing in this, we want to tell you that we want to put the right priorities before your throne. We want to give priority to you above all things. Time with you, we have time for everything, for the internet. Sometimes we don't have time to come to church. Sometimes we don't have time to read the Bible. But for everything else, yes, then when we are hurting, we cry out to heaven. First of all, to you, for the lack of time to honor you. And then, Lord, for the lack of time, because we want to grow to be so good that we are forgetting that things will pass away. And we don't want to have lost. To have gained the whole world and to have lost the most important people who are our children, our friends, our loved ones. Adjust, Lord, our priorities. Adjust our heart. The world is fleeting. Everything passes. But only what we have built with God will remain. And when we die, we will only take our faith with us. The joy of heaven and the presence of God. For this, heal us from selfishness. Heal us from all these feelings and desires for social climbing and competition. Who is the best? We don't want to be in any place just because we have to be, unless you send us. And we want to leave our crowns here. We want to throw our crowns to the ground. It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is what is inside of us. Have mercy on me, Lord, as the pastor of this church, for I haven't always smelled like sheep as you do. Have mercy on me, Jesus, and on everyone like me, who instead of smelling like sheep tends to smell of palaces or of so many other things which in the end don't really matter. Forgive us, God. Now, I would just like to invite you. Some people need to cry until evening, I know, because I went back to the hotel and had a good cry. But I would like to invite you to hug at least 5 people, even those you do not know, but really hug them, thinking if it were God hugging this person, how would he have hugged them? And go for a real hug, not an American one. You know, the American hug is a bit like this. Hug at least. 5 people, choose someone you do not know, but a real hug, a real embrace. Not just a little hug. With me, who was absolutely without sin and did not condemn me, who instead of death actually gave me life, who willingly exchanged his own life for mine so that I could live. And my sins, yes, all of them, he wiped away, every single one. Who is the one who could do such a thing? Sing it with me, let your voice join with mine, and just look at how truly wonderful and uplifting this song is as we sing together. Who was without sin and did not judge or condemn me at all. Who, instead of death, gave me the precious gift of life, sins were canceled. Who is the one who was without sin and did not condemn me? That instead of death, life was indeed and truly given to me. He has truly exchanged his life for mine. Sing it with me. And indeed, my sins were completely canceled. Who is the one who was without sin? That instead of death, life was given. And he has exchanged his life for mine, giving up everything so that I could be free. And my sins, every single one of them, were completely canceled and wiped away. I would not trade anything in this world, not for all the riches or and every emptiness, every hollow space, every void that I had deep inside me, all of those empty places within my heart and soul is now your dwelling place, the home where you belong. My soul was searching, wandering endlessly, and nothing, absolutely nothing could ever fulfill my longings. Your presence is what I was seeking, and now you have transformed me. I would not trade you for anything. There is no room for anything else. Every emptiness I had inside is now filled. My soul was searching, longing deeply, and nothing could ever truly complete me. Your presence is exactly what I was looking for. And now because of you, who is the one, the only one, who was truly without sin, completely blameless, and who did not condemn me, even though he had every right to do so? That instead of death, life was truly and indeed given to me. And he has exchanged his life for mine, taking upon himself all of my sins. Can we raise our hands and declare together as one? Who is the one, the only one, who was without sin and yet did not condemn me, but instead showed me mercy? That instead of death, life was given to me, a gift I never expected. And he exchanged his life for mine, taking my place so that I would not have to bear the consequences myself. Because of this selfless act, my sins were cancelled, completely forgiven, and I was given the chance to start over, free from the weight of my past mistakes. Who is he, the one who was truly without sin, who did not condemn me when I stood before him? That instead of death, life was indeed given to me. He exchanged his life for mine, willingly taking my place and accepting the consequences that should have been mine. Because of this, all of my sins were completely canceled, erased, and I was set free from the guilt and punishment I deserved. Who is the man who was without sin and who did not condemn me? That instead of death, life was graciously given to me. He exchanged his life for mine, and my sins were completely canceled and wiped away. He is Jesus, he is the Lord of our existence, the lover of our soul, in the most beautiful and profound way of this word, a word that sadly the world has ruined for me. The lover is not the one who betrays, the lover is the one who loves. In the Bible, in the Song of Songs, he is the lover of our soul. You can have a man, a woman, a person, a friend, a child, but there is always there, deep down, an insatiable need for love. It is the love of the lover. It is the love of God that when it enters, covers every deep need for a supernatural love, which does not come to take anything away from another love. It comes to add, it comes to give fullness. Who is He? The only one who had no sin, who could judge and did not do it. We thank you, Lord. I would like to conclude by inviting you, if there is someone who is here for the first time, or if you have come other times and you have never given your life to Jesus. I know that we were born in Italy, so we are all Christians, but we are not. In John chapter 1, verse 12, it says this: to those who received Him, to these I gave the right, a legal word, to legally become children of God. So we are all created by God, but we are not all children. It is as if He had signed an act of adoption for those who have received Him. And in Revelation 3:20 it says, I am the door and I knock. Today, perhaps is a day that He is knocking. If you will open that door, have you ever seen it? There's a very beautiful painting in Italy where it cannot be opened from the outside, only from the inside. There is Jesus knocking. I believe this painting is by Portinari. And there's no way to open it because only you can open it. And He says that if you open, He will enter and have communion with you. He will frequent your heart. He will live in your soul, and you will feel His presence like never before. So if you have never accepted Jesus, invited Jesus, and He will not enter with force because He has given you something called free will. He will not enter your house by kicking the doors. He will enter only when you say, enter into my life, enter into my heart, enter into my home, enter into my family. From that day, something will change because you are using your freedom to say you can enter. Of course, He could break down the door, but He will never do it because He gave you a gift to choose. For this reason, if you have never made this prayer in your life, I would like to invite you to come here and do it with me. 5 minutes, we are going home. 1 o'clock, no, noon. If you are here accompanied by someone or alone, then in heaven, remember, there will be no father, mother, cousin. In heaven, everyone will present themselves alone. For this reason, do not look at who is around you, what they will think of you. It does not matter. But if you want to make this choice, you want to say, Jesus, enter into my heart. This can change everything. So I want to invite you to come here to the front. I would like to pray with you.